Hi all, Nick here, 9 Acre Overland. Thanks for stopping by the channel. In the initial review after install of the Hooke road bumper for the XJ, I pointed out a few things that were of concern to me that I plan on fixing. In this video, we're going to go ahead and start work on those. The first two we'll focus on is pushing the pad out that the tire carrier sits against when closed, and adding an additional pad underneath the tire carrier so all the weight isn't supported on the latch. One of the other simpler things we probably won't do today because it won't take long is we're going to go ahead and use our angle grinder to cut back these studs about 1 centimeter or so. So let's get started. Thanks for sticking around. So the first two things we're going to focus on today are the pad that the tire carrier sits on when closed and some shims to push the bumper pad out away from the bumper so we have a nice secure fitting in the latch. For that, we're going to go ahead and use some 1/8 inch black ABC plastic sheet that I have. What we're going to do to start is just go ahead and cut these into squares or rectangles. We're not going to be too worried about precise sizes and shapes as far as how we want them to fit. Once we get a few of them, we'll go ahead and stack them up and slide them under there to see about how many we're going to need, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Once we know how many we need, we'll go ahead and glue those together. So if you've never seen this before, I'd have to double check, but I believe the company is Swag Off-Road. So it's basically a little table that allows you to mount just about any portaband you have. Comes in super handy. Check them out. If I find it, I'll put a link in the description box. Alright, so we've got 4 pieces cut. I'm going to stack them and see how they fit underneath the carrier, and then we'll move on to see how many pieces we need with the bumper. Alright, so 4 is the number we need for what the tire carrier is going to sit on. I took the bumper off the other day, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. Shove it down in there with a couple pieces and see where we're at. Two looks like the magic number. Now, truth be told, 4 of them is just underneath. Ideally, I'd like it a little thicker. Maybe we'll get a little thickness with the glue. But either way, with weight on the carrier, it should sit pretty good and pretty flush up against the pad. All right, 1, 2. Little ABS cement. Alright, we'll go ahead and let those dry. Alright, so we've got our ABS plastic that we cut and glued together. They've been drying for, I don't know, a little less than 24 hours, but we'll go ahead and put these on the table here. Alright, so we go ahead and use the table saw to get the pieces of the ABS that we glued together, cut the shape and size. So that's the shims that'll go behind the pad. We will drill a hole through here and then use the new nut and bolt that I bought to fasten it to the bumper. See what the shims cut, shaped, drilled. Got them set in here behind the pad, as you can see. Spaced out about 1/4 of an inch or so, which turns out like it's just about perfect. Go ahead and close the gate here. And then we've got a nice flush fit up against the rack. No front and back movement. Just what we want. Now I just gotta get the lower pads in. Attach the pad. It's going to go on the driver's side to support the weight of the tire carrier when it's closed. Went ahead and drilled a hole through it and marked a hole in the bumper. To drill out the bumper hole, we're going to use a 1/4-20 rib nut. And we will secure this with a recessed bolt to the bumper that way. Actually, I think instead of a rib nut, because I have it, I'm going to go ahead and just use a 1/4 stainless 20 and a nylon. It's going to work, but when I run out later, I'm going to get a different 1/4-20 bolt. I'm going to get one with a flat head that'll fit nicely and flush down in that hole rather than this button head that sticks up and ends up sticking on the bumper. Okay, so I went out like I usually do, hit up Home Depot, got the 1/4-20 bolt I needed. That's going to sit right down in there, nice and flush below the level. I'm going to go ahead and get it attached, and then the pads and the shims will be taken care of. So, got them both installed. It's going to provide support and keep it from moving back and forth. See how it fits. Here, as I showed you earlier, we're looking pretty good there, and pretty good right there.